Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I have a little help because I have a reading jar with all the books I own. Just one thing, I'm not sure if it's still accurate because I'm sure I've read some books and I've unhauled some books. Let's give it a try. I'm probably taking out 3 pieces because I'm not that much of a quick reader and I don't want to take this vlog forever, so let's just find 3 pieces I haven't read yet and still own.
1, 2, 3, funk it!
And give it a little bit of a shake. First up, green. That's my favorite color. We have Ich bin die Nacht by Ethan Cross, which I unhauled. Let's try again. I probably should fill it up with the new stuff and get rid of the old stuff, but let's just find out how much luck I have. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I still own and still need to read. So that's the first book. Then we have Die Schlüssel der Magie. You know that under the name Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett, so that's the second pick. And hopefully we get another one I still own. We have Watch by Michael Meisheit. I have to look. Watch by Michael Meisheit is my 3rd book. I'm not sure which one I will start with, but in the next clip you will see which one I'm reading and I will give you an update when I'm reading it. I'm very excited about that. Also excited that I only got one that I don't own anymore. So, see you in the next clip.
My mind is open, but it's hard to think when all it was closed. It's probably time I come to terms that I'm in love with a ghost. Fuck that.
Just a quick update. It's the next day. First up, I updated or upgraded my TBR jar. I now have a TBR box. Maybe I will put it back in the jar. I'm not sure if it's big enough, but I put everything away that I unhauled, and I added some new things, but I'm not finished yet with adding my new books, but that's in progress. And about the books, I'm not that far in yet, but I decided to start with Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. I'm on page 86, which isn't that far as you can see, but I've already started annotating, which is a good sign as we know, or at least now you know. And I just wanted to talk real quick because I was looking for a new Six of Crows book, and there was a list coming up, and this book was one of the books that showed up. That should be similar to Six of Crows. And I kind of see it. I'm also really enjoying this book so far, because there's a really interesting magic where I guess you have runes, and if you use the runes you can make objects think that they're supposed to do something they're not supposed to do. Like, if you have a piece of wood and you tell that piece of wood you're now a stone, I guess it kind of believes that it is a stone now and gets harder and more like stone. So that's very interesting. I don't know how far that goes, but it's a really interesting concept, and I'm learning already so much more because there's different types of runes. They explain it like different languages, and Sancha, that's the main character, she's a thief, which, going back to Six of Crows, she reminds me a lot of Inesh, and I love Inesh, so that's a good sign. And she's wearing gloves, which reminds me of Cass. But that's kind of the only thing, that she's more like Inesh in my mind, not like Cass. But it's very interesting, this concept of magic, and we just learned that there's a hidden older magic. Like, the magic they have now is a weak version of the magic that was before. But I don't want to say too much. I guess it's not that far in. I can still say a little bit. And she found a key she can talk to. That probably is the older, stronger magic. So I'm very interested to see where we go from here. And so far I'm really enjoying it. But I don't know how quick I will be, to get through this. And I guess I will update you if anything else happens, if I have something else to tell you. But I also have to take some breaks because I'm not used to reading that long anymore. Also, if you're wondering, you're now on the other side of my room and I rearranged my apartment. That's my wardrobe. I'm on my bed right now. That's my little update. I guess I will see you if there's anything else, if I'm halfway through. I don't know. Talk to you later.
Walked over, joined in the line. Jaw dropped, you wearing all white. Wonder when you got so fine. Yeah. Said hi and asked what's been up. Kept talking month after month. Your time, I can't get enough. Not alone anymore. You could be the one I'm looking for. You could be the one my heart adores. Got me in my head, yeah. Don't need second guesses. Falling but won't let it show. You're what I'm looking for. You had me at the door. Walked in, I need some more of you. I need you in my life. I want you all the time. I'm falling through the sky for you. I promise not gonna lie. Showing more of this side.
Well, I have an update. I'm not completely halfway through, but almost. The book is split into 2 parts. This is the first one, and now I'm at the second one. So I thought that would be a good point to give an update. I'm not entirely sure what I already told you. I think I told you about the key the thief found. Her name is Sancha. I'm just gonna go with Sancha, I'm not sure. But her name is Sancha, and she stole a key that can open everything. And I'm trying not to spoil too much because it's very interesting. She burned down the port to get the key, and the port has some kind of police, but not really, because in this world there's not really a police. Or at least there's 4, I'm just gonna say kingdoms, I guess, but it's just 4 houses, which are kingdoms, and in the middle there's just the poor people. Sancha is one of the poor, and she had to go to the port to steal the key, and one of the policemen is part of one of the kingdoms, and now she's searching for the thief, or he's searching for the thief, sorry. The police is searching for the thief, just one man. It's not an entire group, just one man. And we follow him, searching for her, and her trying to survive because there's more people after her because she has the key, or at least they think she has the key. No one is really sure, but we know that she has the key and she can talk to it and all of that stuff. And it's getting really interesting now because the stories all intertwine and we get to know more, and we get a lot more background about the key, about the magic system, about the characters, how they meet, what their intentions are. And it's getting, I think it's been good all the time, but now it's getting even better, I guess. I think. Like, I've been interested the whole time. But I also have to say it's very easy for me to get hooked on a fantasy book. I think that's the easiest genre for me because I just love fantasy worlds. I love escaping reality, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I have more to say. It's just very interesting. Also, I know I've said it's like 6 of Crows, and I still think it's true a little bit. But I'm past the part of comparing it like it's its own thing, and I really like the thing it is. And also, before we've only seen the part where the poor people live, but now we're also getting into a kingdom and seeing how people live there and how it looks. So that's also very interesting. But I'm not gonna say more than that because I don't want to spoil it. But so far, I would really recommend it. It's very nice. Also, if you're wondering, I've told you this book is called Foundryside. And as you can see, there's nowhere that word is nowhere to be found. It's actually called The Key of Magic, and the undertitle is The Thief. I guess that makes sense. We have a key and we have a thief, so just wanted to clarify that if you're confused that the title isn't on the book. I also don't know why the title is so different, but you can see it here. So I just thought I would clarify that if you're confused. But now I will get back into reading because I'm really enjoying it and I really want to know what happens next in the next chapter. So I'll be back when I've finished it. Also, I've been highlighting so much that my pen was running out of ink and I had to switch to another one. I thought I would also let you know that.
A victim of different lives, but I might try for one of a kind. I might try for you can see through oversight, baby, yeah.
Yeah, one time for my girl back home.
So I'm here with an update. I think I've already told you there's a lot going on. A lot of characters we follow and all the stories are intertwining, and in the end there's just a lot happening. Very, very much happening. I can't tell you that much because by now everything would be a spoiler, but I can tell you I've really enjoyed it. I really like Sancha, I really like Clef, I like all the other characters that get introduced. I think it's a very interesting story. The ending took me by surprise. I don't know where that came from, but I'm very excited to continue the series. This book, I think I give 4 stars, and if I wouldn't be filming this video, I think I would have continued the series right away. But because we're filming this video, the next book I'm reading is The 7 Husbands by Evelyn and Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which will be interesting because I'm not that much of a literary fiction reader. I think it's good that we first had a fantasy, now we have a little literary fiction, and if I get bored by this, I have a thriller after that. So even if something is boring, it's in the middle, and I had something interesting before, and hopefully I have something interesting after. But still, I don't know if that will be interesting as well. I just know. I've read 2 other books by her so far. I've read Malibu Rising and Daisy Jones and the Six. And I believe they were both 3 stars for me. So let's see if this is better. If not, I don't know if I will continue her books, because maybe literary fiction is my genre. We will see. All I know about this book, and I've got spoiled a little bit. I'm not sure if it really is a spoiler, but the title is 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I've heard that there is more than just the husbands. I'm not gonna say it. Maybe you know what I mean if you've read it, and if you don't know, I guess that's good. I don't know if it's a spoiler, so I'm not gonna say more. Now we'll continue with this book, update you at the halfway point, and then tell you my rating and my thoughts when I finished. Well, halfway through The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, a little over halfway, because I couldn't stop reading that part I was on. Let me check what the half was. The half mark page would have been 231, and I'm on page 238. The next chapter is The 4th Husband, called Rex North. And there was a lot going on and I almost cried. I just had to take a little breath, hold my head underwater, and then I came here to film, so I'm still a little emotional. But let's talk about the whole book in general first. I think I already told you that I've been kind of spoiled about this book, that it's not just about the husbands. Or like the husbands are in the main part, but I'm not gonna say more. If you know, you know. And the part I've been on was very heartbreaking. I kind of understand the decision, and I also don't understand the decision at all. I understand half of the decision, but not the other half. It was just very heartbreaking. Sorry, now I've read about the part I'm on. This is my third Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I've read Malibu Rising and I've read Daisy Jones and the Six. And I'm not really sure if Taylor Jenkins Reid is the author for me, which right now might not seem like it. I think actually I might like this book the most so far. I don't really remember Malibu Rising that much. I think I gave it 3 stars, and it was about siblings and serving, and I don't know, it didn't seem that important. I don't really remember. And I've read Daisy Jones and the Six, which was more interesting. But let's get into the problems I have with Taylor Jenkins Reid. First up, Daisy Jones and the Six is inspired by Fleetwood Mac, so it's almost a real story, but in a fiction setting, which I find kind of weird, because if I would want to read about Fleetwood Mac, I could just read about Fleetwood Mac, so that's kind of strange. And also in this one, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, my story graph says it's inspired by Marilyn Monroe and Liz Taylor. And I can really see the Marilyn Monroe part. And there again, I'm thinking, if I want to read about Marilyn Monroe, I could just read about Marilyn Monroe. So that's the part I don't really like. And the other thing is, I'm not sure if it also happened in Malibu Rising, but I know it happened in this one, and it happened in Daisy Jones and the Six, that she likes to write about minors. Minors in sexual situations, which I don't understand. I don't know why you write that in every book you write, or almost every book you write. It's very uncomfortable to read. I don't understand why it's there. It doesn't really have a point, and I find it creepy and not very enjoyable, and I don't understand why they just could be 18, or at least almost 18, which wouldn't be that much better, but at least a little bit better. Just let them be 18. Why do they have to be 14 or 15? I actually think they were both 14, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't understand that part. I understand that both of them had to get away from a bad situation, but there's other ways. Like, I don't like that aspect at all. That was really very uncomfortable, and I don't understand why nobody is talking about it. I've never heard anyone talk about that aspect of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, which I also find a little confusing. Are we all okay with that? Because I'm not. I'm not okay with it. But now that I'm done with my little rant and done talking about the little heartbreak I just had, so far it's really interesting. In the beginning I was kind of bored, honestly. I don't know if fiction or like general fiction, literary fiction books are my thing. I like that she splits it up and do some interesting stuff with paper cutouts or like magazines, interviews or stuff like that. That makes it a little bit more interesting, but in the beginning it was a little bit boring. And I'm still wondering why Monique? Why did she choose Monique? Like, is there a bigger reason for it, or isn't there? I think, didn't Daisy Jones and the Six kind of have the same plot? Like that there was some mystery writer? Maybe I'm imagining that, but I think that kind of was the same plot. Or at least the same plot point, not the whole plot, but the writer plot point. Which makes me want to read more of her books even less. I don't know if I'm the only one with that opinion. Can you let me know in the comments? Do you like Taylor Jenkins Reid's books? I don't think I will buy another one of hers. Even if I will really like this, I don't think I want to. I don't want to read about minors. I don't want to read about mystery writers, or like a writer that is supposed to be a mystery. Also, there's these Johnson to 6. I'm pretty sure there was also a plot that there was a writer, which we weren't sure who the writer is or what the connection is. And I think the reveal wasn't that exciting, so now I'm a little scared for this one. But yes, I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna tell you what I think, but I'm already pretty sure that is my last book of her that I will read. And please let me know in the comments, do you also find it strange that she writes about minors, that there's the same plot point again? I really would like to discuss that, especially the minor part, because nobody ever talked about that, and I don't understand why. Which I guess it happens in the first few pages, and maybe the plot twist is so good or something, I don't know. But I don't know if that actually makes it worse, because you start the book with a bad thing. And a bad thing that wasn't necessary at all. I'm gonna calm down a little. Maybe this book will make me cry now. I don't know. I will let you know. I will give you an update when I finished it. I maybe look a little messed up right now. I just came back from swimming with a friend, and I was reading before and after that. And I finished The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I don't know why this made me cry so much. It broke my heart very much. And I'm giving it 4 stars. And just like I predicted, even though I liked this book, like I wasn't sure if I would like this book, but I did like this book. But as I predicted, I won't read from this author again. Also, surprisingly, as I told you, I don't like literary fiction as much. I think it's a little boring for me. But this was in the middle. Like, it wasn't too boring, it wasn't too thrilling. There's some plot twists, or like one plot twist especially in the end that I also didn't see coming. I guess I also couldn't really see it coming. We didn't get hints for that. But we got the explanation why Evelyn chose the writer she chose. And I didn't see that coming. The answer wasn't very obvious. So I'm done with this book, which only leaves me with one more book to read, which is Watch by Meisheit. So I will read this next. And then I will tell you. I will make an update again at the halfway point and when I finished. So I will get started on this one. And I'll see you when I have an update about it.
But your parents came in the cul-de-sac, leaned back in a leather-clad seat, pocket spirits in your Prada bag. Suburban summer 17 was a roller coaster ride, a manic pixie dream garage.
Sorry if this clip will be shaky, but I'm filming quite late because I just hit the halfway point of the book and there's nowhere to put my camera, so it's in my hand. I think I've already told you, Michael Meisheit is a German writer, author, and I also found out he's a screenwriter, which kind of makes sense, because It's hard to get connected to the characters in the books. It feels like you're looking on them from above, if that makes sense. Like you don't feel connected, it doesn't feel personal as much, and it's harder to feel the emotions. This will now also be a great exercise for my hands to see how long I can hold something. Anyways, it's quite hard to get connected to the characters. Also, the description wasn't that great. And I checked the Goodreads, and this book has a very low average rating. There's a lot of 1-star reviews, which I'm not sure if I'm glad that I didn't know it, or if I should have DNF'd this book. On the other side, now I'm quite interested, actually. Now I want to know what happens, but I think this should have been a movie or something, not a book. Because I think you can tell he wrote it like a screenplay, not like a book, if that makes sense. But what is this book about? This book is about Interpol, the FBI, I guess, in Europe, and they have a new software where cameras can find everyone and stalk everyone. For example, if they want to find me, and there's cameras, like CCTV in garages or banks or airports, they can find you right away. They have your face and they can find you, no matter where you are. No matter if you try to hide, if you wear a wig or sunglasses, they can find you anyways. And we follow different characters. First up, we follow Tina. Tina is kind of lost in her life, and she just lost her father, doesn't know what to do, doesn't really have a great job, and she got an offer for a job. Like, she got a job offer with a lot of money and not a lot of information. And she's thinking about it. First she said no, then she said yes. Then we follow one of the agents who is working for Watch. That's the FBI program where they can watch everybody, and he's one of the officers or agents who looks into it. Maybe one of the most important things, we follow a Arab family. They have a family clan and are gangsters, and they are the main focus of Watch, of this program. And then another character we follow is someone who kind of works for Watch, but is a criminal. But he can also look through the cameras and everything. And so we learn what is going on. Sorry, my arm is dying. I had to switch arms. So we learn what is going on and the secrets and stuff. I will give you a little spoiler. Tina did take the job, and her job is to be a doppelganger of one of the women in the clan. But she didn't know that in the beginning. She knows it now. We also know it as the reader, but neither the reader or she knows why she has to be a doppelganger or what her doppelganger is doing. I'm still trying to figure out what is going on, what is the plan, what are the crimes committed, what is the end goal, where does the story go, what is happening. I don't know yet. It's written very interesting and thrilling, and I'm hooked. I really wasn't in the beginning. In the beginning, I had a hard time to get into it, but by now I really want to know what is happening. And I guess I will also continue reading now, because I want to know what is going on. Also because right now there was a new character introduced, and there's just a lot going on. And I don't know if I should be hoping for a happy ending. Probably not, but let's see. I finished the book. And I think I forgot to tell you a plot point, because the clan has got some explosives, but they don't know where they will use it and when they will use it. But then we get to know about an event that is taking place, and as soon as you know about the event, you know where the explosives are. There's also a friendship in here in the second half, which I like. But other than that, it's very linear. It's not... For being a thriller, I believe it's marketed as a thriller, or a mystery. I'm not sure, one of the two. It's not very surprising. There isn't really a grand finale. Like, I guess it tries to have one, but I wasn't surprised. The story is very clear where it is going, and in the end, it's still hard to care about the characters. You know, I guess the good guys got a happy ending, mostly, and the bad guys got a bad ending with death or prison. But it wasn't very extraordinary or surprising or had plot twists or anything like that. So I'm giving it 3 stars, and that's it. I finished my challenge. I've done it. Now that I'm done, I will do what I wanted to do in the beginning, and that is continue the Foundryside series, which I already started. Shorefall is the second book of the Founders trilogy. So now I can read what I want to read. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next.
Move on when all you left was a note. You're here, you're gone. I always end up alone. My insecurities are why I never asked you for help. Guess I was scared that you'd get over me for somebody else.